We're live.
There we go.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. We had a bit of issue getting on just then.
Yeah, it was just spinning. We're like, are we live?
So it's Valentine's weekend and we are in lockdown over here in the UK. So rather than treating Liz to a night out, I thought I'd treat her to a live with you guys. So
a romantic live.
Yeah, a romantic live with the awesome kind of subscribers that we have now on this channel. It's been an amazing year, really, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's
going from competitor to more of a different role in the strongman world.
Commentator / critic / busybody.
It is, but we've had loads of questions thrown in already.
Yes.
Please feel free to ask us questions tonight. Ask me or Liz. She's been dragged in. So.
I'm so anxious about this because usually, obviously, I can edit the videos, but this is, I usually end up cutting out a lot of the crap that I say. So
I noticed that the crap that you say never gets put into the bloopers, just my mess up.
Well, you know.
Right. What have you got any questions that you're going to ask?
So
before?
you're going to monitor on there. I'm going to monitor over here because we did a community post yesterday. Oh, so there was a fun one to start with, and I know you haven't read these. It was from A Lapridge Fitness. If you had to do a wife swap, a wife / husband swap with another strongman couple for a day, who would you do it with?
Who would we do a wife swap with?
Yeah. So like with another strongman couple.
Ooh.
So I've been thinking about this and it's quite tricky.
That is a tricky one. There's some great couples in strongman.
I don't want to offend anyone.
I know who we'd swap with. There's only one couple we could swap with.
Okay.
Rob and Joey. Rob and Joey Kearney. I think we'd have a great time swapping with them.
So I'd be with Rob and you'd be with Joey?
I think it would have to be. Me and Rob would be a bit boring. That would just be strongman.
No, I would. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I would go with the strongman and you would go with the, not the wife, but the partner.
I hope Joey's watching now.
This case. I hope he is too. Oh, we should do that.
Who wants to see that?
So much fun.
Strongman wife swap.
Yes.
Let's have a look at some of these questions. Can you have a look at them?
I'm blind.
You are.
Haha, Loz playing it safe. Yeah. See, people agree.
I don't want to offend any of the women in this kind of,
no, you shouldn't.
The women of the strongman. They're more scary than the strongmen.
Yeah, we often are, to be fair. All right, let's scroll up to the top so people don't get left behind. Love what you've been doing. Is it possible to be too hydrated?
It's never possible. You can never be too hydrated.
It's kind of a question for Eddie.
It's just, it's Eddie's answer, Eddie's go-to, but you got to make sure you're hydrated. That's why we've got fluids here.
To be fair, there are beverages everywhere. Are you going to be attending many strongman comps this year? We hope so.
Definitely hope so. We have a few planned that we're supposed to be going to. Obviously, there's Bahrain, which is supposed to be happening fairly soon.
Yeah.
Just waiting on some confirmation for that. We could be in the States if all things go well a couple of times later on. But it's so hard to plan anything right now. That's the real issue this year. And it's been so hard for promoters, for athletes, for fans, and obviously everyone doing anything this year.
Yeah.
But planning things is very difficult. So it's just waiting around to hear what's happening, trying to do what we can to stay safe.
And now there are all these, like, I don't know how many of you are British, but all of these sort of red countries. So if you travel to certain countries, when you come back, you have to hotel quarantine at your own expense. So certain things, obviously, it wouldn't be worth us going anyway. So
we just got to wait and see. But hopefully, obviously, if things do get back to normal, then we want to be traveling, going to different places. I'd love to do some collabs with some of the other strongmen and guys in different sports. So we would love to be able to travel right now. Unfortunately, like all of us, we're stuck at home. But we've really enjoyed doing the content last year.
It's given us something different to focus on, hasn't it?
I mean, for those that don't know Liz, she is a big part of the channel now, does all the behind the scenes stuff. When we talk about doing challenges against each other, I think if I had to make some of these videos, they'd be terrible.
Yeah, I'm not a pro, obviously, but I can only imagine what crap you put up. Maybe it was just left to you.
Thanks, babe.
No offense there. What else have we got? Sorry, I don't mean to be antisocial, but I'm practically blind. I can't possibly read that from all the way over there.
Have we ever been to Mexico? I've not been to Mexico. You have, but
yeah, I used to holiday to Mexico with my family. Sort of.
I'd like to go, definitely. Hopefully, hopefully some strongman events over there, or just a holiday would be nice.
Yeah, I think yeah. We don't need the competition. A holiday would be great. What have we got? What advice would you give to me at 27 wanting to start strongman training around caring for an elderly family member? From Michael G. So for someone who's got some quite big commitments, what would you advise? How could they fit in their training?
I guess it's just time management. You know, you don't need to be training for hours every day. Some people kind of get especially when you're starting out, you don't need to be in the gym 4 hours a day, you know, like a pro might be, for instance. These days I train 3 to 4 times a week, depending on schedule. And my sessions are normally done in about an hour to an hour and a half. If I have a bit more time, say like on a weekend, I might train a bit longer, but it's just managing time, getting in the gym, focusing on the basics is going to be the best start. Focusing on your squats, your deadlifts, you know, pressing, benching, log type movement, overhead pressing movements, and just trying to do some athletic movements as well to keep yourself fit and active. And then you can make huge progress with short workouts. I think everyone you sort of see what maybe the top guys do and
try to replicate that. Maybe.
Yeah, and I tell you what, one thing that I realized the last year or so, kind of stepping back from trying to win major competitions and stuff, you can still train really hard and make progress, and you don't need to be just sitting around doing nothing all day. Yeah. I'm so much busier now than I ever was as an athlete. You used to
be really lazy, didn't you?
I was. And I used strongman as an excuse to be lazy.
Yeah, he did. He was like,
but I've got a comp coming up. I can't.
I need a nap. Like, what?
But the thing is, when you're at that elite level, it is all you think about.
Yeah.
Whereas I think now I'm a lot more laid back about it.
Yeah.
And I have said I want to do some more competitions. I've sort of backed off again with not knowing when any competitions are happening. But I will compete again, but it won't be with that same commitment that I had before.
The commitment to napping. That's good to hear. I might see you more often.
Probably.
What advice would... Oh, no, sorry. I'm just reading the same one again.
There's lots of questions coming through on here as well. So
that's where I'm reading them from, but I'm starting at the top.
You're blind.
Do you think that Tom Stoltman will win World's Strongest Man in 2 years?
He could win it in less than 2 years. Tom Stoltman's progress has been unbelievable. He, came really close last year at World's Strongest Man, and he's just got all the tools and capability of winning World's Strongest Man. I think I really think it will happen. I don't know whether it'll be this year, 2 years, but I can definitely see him winning Worlds for sure.
Nolan asked, how did you get the nickname The Warrior?
Do you know what? I believe, because I never gave myself the nickname. No. I think it was Neil Pickup.
Oh, it might have been.
Neil Pickup, who does we got a super chat. Thank you.
Thank you. It's Coops.
Coops, thank you so much.
We'll get to your question next.
Neil Pickup he's just great on the mic. He kind of really bigs up the contest. The Giants live shows that he's presenting at. He says some crap sometimes, but so it's quite
sexual innuendo sometimes. It makes us all blush.
He does.
Especially about Mark Felix.
Well, I think I've made Mark blush a few times. I think you have as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kind of decided, because of the injuries that I'd come back from and stuff like that, he just kind of started calling me a warrior. And it just ended up sticking. And I'm pretty sure that's where it came from.
Yeah.
I never gave myself a nickname other than Big Loz, which was boring.
Did you give yourself Big Loz?
I think people just used to, I was big and I was Loz, so it just became Big Loz.
Big Loz.
I've never actively thought about a nickname.
No.
We maybe needed a better one.
Maybe need to think of something better. What was Coops' question? When's Loz going to put up a 100-meter ski erg time?
Really interesting that you say that. Me and Harry were training the other day and we started trying it to see what it's like.
And
it's not too bad. I'm pretty good.
Are you going to do something maybe official for the channel?
I think we might have to at some point.
Maybe a little challenge.
Yeah,
oh God, that would be one I just fail terribly.
You're not going to beat me on that.
No, I know.
I think Eddie Hall has the world record on it, which is something ridiculous, like 13-something seconds, which is just unbelievable. To be fair, I was in around the 14 second.
Really?
mark. Yeah.
Is that just like the amount of power
We're big, powerful guys. And
is that with a running start or something? I don't
no,
really understand.
You know the ski erg in the gym.
Oh, the ski erg. Yeah. I was thinking like a concept too.
Oh, I'm good on the concept twos for 500 meters, but the ski erg has a 100-meter challenge.
Oh, okay.
I thought I might give it a go as an official video one day, just to see what I can do, maybe what you can do and what Harry can do.
No one needs to see what I can do. We know I can't do very much.
Once things are better with the restrictions over here, we'll get Jack over.
Yeah.
And watch him do it.
Yeah. Okay. Liz, how do you put up with Loz being so awesome?
Yeah. How do you put up with this?
Oh God.
I am awesome.
You don't know him like I do. No, Loz is great. Loz is what you see is what you get. So if you like what you've seen from the channel, then you'd like Loz in real life. I mean, I just, yeah.
Who said it?
SM space M. There you go.
You'll get a Team Loz top once they're all.
They'll get a complimentary T-shirt will be coming to your way. What role did Zydrunas Savickas have at World's Strongest Man 2020? I think he was there as a sponsored athlete by SBD.
Yeah, he was there with SBD, helping with some presenting that they were doing for their social media and stuff like that. But Big Z is just a legend of the sport.
Yeah, you can't not have Big Z there, really. Can
SBD
you?
have done an amazing job helping, improve the sport. They do a lot, and their sponsorship is great for World's Strongest Man. Ben, the owner of SBD, is a cool guy. I know him, and we've spoken many times, and I think they're doing a great job. And the way they sort of help some of the guys that have, on the fringe of retiring, or some of the old legends, and keeping them involved in the sport, I think is really cool.
Yeah, it's cool because they had a big part to play in the development of the sport, didn't they?
Yeah.
What are your plans for the YouTube channel in 2021?
Well, we've got a lot planned, haven't we?
We do.
We really want to be able to travel.
Yeah, quite a lot of it relies on us being able to travel.
We want to go over to. We want to take a trip to Australia.
Yes.
We want to go to the States. There's more stuff that we're going to be doing back up in Scotland.
Yeah.
I'm doing a bit of filming for a documentary with Jeep right now, and I need to go up to Scotland for some of that. And I want to have a crack at the nickel stones world record.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm going to look at training for and having a real solid attempt at. But yeah, definitely get over to the States, get over to Canada, try and
get out and about and see people, don't we? We miss people.
Made so many friends in this sport over the years. And obviously the last year we've kind of just been stuck here, and as great as it's been, and we've been able to develop content on here, it's just going to be nice to actually see physical people, hang out with your friends.
Maybe you can touch them.
Yeah, that's the kind of creepy. We've got a few things planned, kind of regardless. Obviously, reports on more strongman shows.
Yeah.
My brother and myself are doing a lot of instructional videos that will be available soon, with a bit of a Uncle Loz kind of twist.
Yeah, we're going to start releasing those weekly, aren't we?
Yeah, but they'll be coming out soon. And more interviews, always looking to get some of the older legends back on for chats, new up and coming guys and ladies as well, different weight classes, and just try and help promoting the sport as much as I can, and keep myself busy. I like being busy because I've suffered with sort of mental health issues in the past and stuff, and I'm always worse when I'm not busy.
Yeah.
So having something like this to focus on, and my coaching, and the family and everything, I don't have time to sit there thinking anymore.
No time to mope.
no time to mope, and it's
it
great.
gets you up every morning, doesn't it? It gives you. I'm
probably the most positive I've ever been in my in the time that we've been together, for sure. Before then as well.
Yeah.
And it's just put me in a good mental state to have things to focus on, to get me up in the morning. And I think especially when it came to sort of getting injured at World's Strongest Man, I was so down and disappointed.
You got into some real
that was
space,
like,
didn't you?
I'd committed my life to World's Strongest Man. And
SMM again. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I just dedicated my life to strongman, and it just felt like it was knockback after knockback sometimes. So to have like a different role, still be enjoying it, still loving the sport, still trying to help improve it and bring more people to the sport, that's kind of a big focus for me. And I do a lot of coaching as well. So I've I coach a good number of athletes now that are all really
Committed,
improving, committed. Yeah. I mean, right from, I've got beginners to elite level athletes, and I like the diversity and the variety, and the ones that listen are making great progress.
Do you want to read that? Because my poor eyes.
The contest of the network that you are, the content and the network that you have a second. We both need glasses.
Yeah.
Have I always had my own gym? What's one thing you can live without? That's
Can't
from
live without.
SMM.
Yes.
So no, my gym and my brother, me and my brother set that up just this last year.
Because
never,
of the lockdowns
yeah,
and everything.
Never had our own gym. It's something we've been speaking about for a long time. He's worked in the fitness industry for a long time. He's a very good coach himself, strength and conditioning coach. So we wanted our own place to train. It was literally the first lockdown. I didn't train.
No, it was awful, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's
miserable when he doesn't train. Really miserable.
I need that training. And
thank you, William.
Thank you, William. And I just needed somewhere that I could go and still work out in a safe environment.
Yeah.
Harry wanted a place. We've been talking about it for ages. It's not a huge gym, but we've equipped it well. It's nice, and we do eventually want to set up our own bigger gym and unit. Obviously, again, now's not the right time with the way things are. No. But it's great for us to have a place, firstly, to train, and also for our own filming and stuff like that. It's been good. So
yeah, we can control everything. It's our own environment. We don't have to worry about copyright music in the background and just silly things that you wouldn't necessarily think about, but when you're trying to
you have to be so considerate of other people in a commercial gym.
Of course,
so we can turn the music off if we want. We can move things about, and it's just great for filming purposes.
Yeah. What's one thing you can't live without in your gym?
Ooh,
good rack.
You need a good rack. If I was only ever allowed to get like one piece of kit, it would be a barbell. I know that sounds stupid, but that you can get strong with a barbell. If you've got a barbell, a rack, and a bench, you can get really strong.
Yeah.
And then you can sort of add to the list. But if I was I actually had one client come to me recently, and he really didn't have any equipment at all. So I gave him a refund and said, look, there's no point in...
You sent him away, bless him. I felt terrible for the poor man. He sounded gutted.
But you have to be honest with people.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was honest with him.
Yeah.
And he actually went away and bought some equipment. He's come back. So
yeah, he's back now.
Now we can really make some progress. And, you've got to think, when you're a coach, and if coaches are watching, you've got to think of what you specialize in as well.
Yeah.
I specialize in strength conditioning, fitness and conditioning to a degree for certain sports. But I'm good with a barbell. I'm good at lifting weights. So that's, if you're going to come to a coach, go to them for their expertise. You can go to a different coach if you just want to get a bit fitter, or if it's just about losing some weight. You want to make sure you're coming for the right reasons. So.
William, Aunt Liz, are you or
I love
Uncle
that people
Loz?
are calling you Aunt.
Are you or Uncle Loz more nervous during competitions? That is definitely me, without a shadow of doubt.
Definitely.
I am an absolute wreck. Like I might look normal, but inside I am a complete wreck. I've seen far too many terrible things happen.
I think the hardest thing is when you care about something. You and my mum struggle the most.
Yeah.
To watch.
We never like let it out or anything. We don't say, "Oh, I'm nervous." We don't act differently or anything like that. I have to be really cool for Loz, but I'm dying inside watching. I'm like, oh my God, I just can't wait until each event is over.
I really like, it's worse for me when I'm with my athletes that I coach.
Yeah.
If I'm there competing, it's fine. You do get nervous, especially I get nervous still, even at big competitions, but I tended to relax a lot once I kind of compete for a while. But even at the big competitions, you still get nervous, particularly before the first event.
Yeah. World's Strongest Man was always the worst for that, I found.
World's Strongest Man is a lot of waiting for it. There's a big anticipation building up to it. And it's the biggest show. Despite everything that's said, it's still the biggest show. It's the show that everyone wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
And that first event is very nerve-wracking. You tend to settle the nerves once that first event's done. But as a coach, being with people and you don't have control over what's happening.
Think of it as a wife. It's awful. Like I'm subliminally sending him my strength, and I don't have much to give, but I figure if I can add 60 kilos onto his deadlift, then that's for free.
Well, I do manage to do my best lifts in competitions. So
you do.
There's another one for you, Lizzie, I think.
What's this? Oh God, I hate like leaning right into the webcam. Geron, is that? Thank you, Geron.
Thank you, Geron.
Hi, Liz. I've been deadlifting that might be Loz, and
Yeah.
it's also corrected. I've been deadlifting for a while, close to breaking the 300 kilos barrier, but I keep hitting my privates. Oh no. So you seem to get quite high with the bar. Any tips? How do you protect your delicacies?
That's a good question.
Do you wear a cup?
No, I don't wear a cup, but you do kind of have, I mean, maybe some briefs or something like that would be good, just to keep everything a little bit more tucked in. You don't want it kind of flopping around and, and dangling.
It's not the day to go commando then.
Although it was really cold in the gym today and it wasn't an issue. But yeah, just how do you answer that?
What about like, so say Europe's Strongest Man, Deadlift World Championships. Is there any point during that lift, to be honest, where that's what you're thinking? I'll tell you,
when I wear sort of compression shorts or something like that, that keeps everything quite snug. So it tends not to be an issue. If you're wearing sort of loose shorts, things like that, it can be a bit more of an issue.
This with a straight face.
Well, this is obviously a serious problem. This guy's trying to break the 300 kilo barrier.
Well,
and,
yeah.
You know, 300 kilos on your manhood is not nice.
You might want to have kids.
Thank you for the super chat and the question.
A great question. In your interview with Brian, you talked about how a lot of different strongmen could win World's Strongest Man with the right set of events. What would be your 5 events to win the World's Strongest Man final with?
If I was going to pick 5 events for myself, it would be a yoke, a farmer's walk, a squat, an axle for max, and then
frame carry.
I kind of farmers and frame carry. That was truck pull is good for me. What else was I thinking? There's another event.
You got quite
some kind of grip hold is always good for me.
Yeah.
Hercules hold.
Yeah. Maybe even a keg toss. You've gotten quite good at keg tossing.
I was never good at keg tossing.
No, but you got good after you retired.
Yeah, I started practicing it, believe it or not. Weird. You got better when you started practicing it.
Bizarre.
But I never then got it in a competition.
No. Never cropped up again.
Big Loz and Lovely Liz from Russ. Could you please explain what pots of golds are for the Yanks over in the States?
Should I go grab one?
Go grab a pot of gold.
We're not sponsored. I don't know why we're doing them any favor. Oh, you talk terrible things about them, don't you?
I like them.
Looks like
crap. So basically, the pots of gold are just a healthy microwavable meal. They originally started with like really bland chicken and rice, and then they've kind of established a whole range now of various different healthy meals. So Liz has gone to get us a couple.
So there's one pulled beef and pulled beef Sunday roast dinner, and another breaded
katsu chicken curry, which is my favorite.
Chicken curry, but they're literally just microwavable meals.
Yeah,
that they're about 400 to 500 calories.
We buy 60 at a time.
Yeah,
both of us eat one a day.
Yeah, it just helps with food prep a little bit. It just takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
We've just been so busy at the moment. I mean, you used to cook a lot of meals for me and help me with food prep and stuff, but Liz worked full time before kind of helping me with the stuff we're doing now.
I'm on sabbatical.
Yeah.
But I'm still working full time now, just for you instead of
for us, and it's great. And if it all goes tits up, then at least you've got the job to look back at. Hopefully we can make what we're doing work. But it's just ideal. They're quick meals, they're healthy, there's a good amount of protein, good types of carbs, and portion control as well. Like if I'm left to it, I'm just going to go get a big kind of meal and stuff like that. So we're both trying to lose some weight at the moment as well. Oh, Mr. Michael Williams, thank you very much for the super chat.
When your coach seems to think that you're stronger than you are, how do you break it to him before he breaks you? So this is Loz is Michael's coach. So you're treating Michael like he's stronger than he is, or do you just have
just building his confidence week by week?
Yeah,
he's actually doing really well, and Michael is a complete joker. So
do we ignore the question? He super chatted it.
Oh, no, we'll answer his question.
Okay, go on then.
But already he's making great progress. He's someone that's suffered with hip issues and mobility issues and stuff like that. First week training with me, couldn't do a half squat. Yeah, I'm being more brutal to him now than I am when we're communicating. But
Clicking
you know,
refund.
his technique's improving, his mobility's getting better, he's getting stronger week by week, and he's making great progress. And you know, it's a man in his 40s as well that didn't train for a long time, had a job where he sat down an awful lot, so mobility and stuff like that is a bit of an issue, but already making huge progress. And you're doing well, buddy. So keep it going,
done, Michael. People agreeing that Rob and Joey would be a great choice.
We'd have a lot of fun with them.
I
think you and Joey would be hilarious.
Yeah, me and Joey would be great. But I think Rob would be an easy person to live with in terms of strongman. At least I wouldn't be harassed constantly. Derek, thank you, Derek. Hi, Loz and Liz. Love all of the vids. What are the best assistance exercises for the deadlift? And do you do online strongman training plans?
I do some plans. I've got some generic plans on my website, and I also do proper full online coaching.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite assistants to deadlifts are actually just deadlift variations. So like a pause deadlift, pausing about an inch off the floor. For someone like myself who's extremely powerful off the floor, sometimes you can neglect the glutes and hamstrings. So by pausing an inch off the floor, you break the weight off, hold everything, keep everything tight, creating lots of tension through your midsection, across your back, and then completing the lift. You're starting to target the glutes and hamstrings more. So for someone like myself who very strong off the floor, but a little bit weaker at lockout, it makes me maintain form. It takes that aggressive power that I have from the floor out of the movement and can work my weakness. Likewise with an assistant, again, for deadlift is speed deadlifts, which does the opposite, works that power off the floor. I mean, if you go and look at my best deadlifts over the years, I'm always very fast up to my knees.
Yeah.
And over the years, I got better and better. At knockout.
There was some really ugly hitching early in the.
You go back and watch some of my.
At 4:30, I think Giants Live must have shared it quite recently. When you and Brian both broke.
We both broke the record.
Deadlift world record with 430 kilos, and
that was a big weight back then.
Though. I know. It's incredible how it's moved on, but that last half of the lift, oh my god, it's hard to watch, isn't it?
It's amazing as well because I don't even think I could do it anymore.
Like hitch like that.
No, I think. I wouldn't be able to.
Far. It was incredible.
I was just crazy back then and would do whatever it took to get the weight up.
Yeah. Thank you, Silky. What is the greatest strongman contest? Fortissimus? If so, World's Strongest Man or Arnold's? Ooh. Wow. It depends your measure of greatness. So I think Fortissimus. Sorry, I'm just like
Liz is experienced in competing all these, so you go for it.
I think Fortissimus is one of the most entertaining because the amount of events and the variety of events.
I unfortunately never got to compete in Fortissimus.
Me neither.
I would have loved to. I have competed in the other three though.
Okay. I'll let him answer.
It's a tough one to answer. They're all good in different ways.
So the IFSA that you competed in, was that the Strongman Super Series?
Not IFSA. I was talking about the Arnolds, but IFSA. Okay, IFSA. I didn't compete in IFSA. No.
Didn't you do IFSA Super Series? Wasn't that an IFSA thing?
The Super Series was like you're thinking of the IFSA kind of World Championships. Oh, okay. So the IFSA World Championships when they split.
Yes.
And the split was before I was competing.
Oh, okay.
So no, I never did IFSA anything. Obviously, I did the Super Series, but that was to lead to World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
It's a tough question. They're all good in different ways. I mean, I'm going to throw the Arnolds in there to the question because I have competed at the Arnolds. Unfortunately, I only had 4 weeks notice for the Arnolds. I would have loved to have had a proper prep for the Arnolds. I did it 2012. Yeah. And literally I wasn't training. Well, I wasn't training hard. And I got a call up to compete at the Arnolds, had 4 weeks to prepare for it. And I went there. I came 7th. I managed to come, I think I was 2nd or 3rd on the frame carry. Did okay on a few events, but really struggled on a few as well. I feel with like 12 to 16 weeks prep, I could definitely have been top 5, maybe even top 3. There's good events for me at the Arnold some years not so much. When they were doing the frame and the yoke and the deadlift and the axle, I really believe I could have been good at the Arnolds.
That's really lovely, but which one is best?
It's hard to say. It depends what you kind of class as best. They're like, if you're talking about treatment of athletes, WUS is the best. The World Ultimate Strongman guys treat athletes extremely well. You're looked after very, very well. I think World's Strongest Man provide the best TV show.
Yeah.
When you look at sitting back and watching it, I think it's the most entertaining, and it's
got that history.
It's got the history. It's where the sport really, came from.
Yeah.
But they're all great comps.
Can you read those and thank them? Al Battori K, thank you.
Yeah, that's Lindsay Battery.
Stephen, is that Bender?
Yeah, Stephen Bender. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that. Connor Toms, when are the shirts available to buy? Good question.
They're going to be available. I know, he's looking at me. They're going to be available really soon. So I'm just getting some quotes from some printers. So we don't want to do the whole generic, you buy it, someone else makes it, eventually sends it to you in 2 weeks. We're going to get them all made up. We're going to ship them all ourselves, just so we know that you guys are getting great service. If, you do bless us with your sales and your custom. But,
yeah, we've got 3 designs coming out. So this one that I've got on will be one of them.
Let me show you though. I'll give you guys an exclusive sneak preview to the Uncle Loz top, which I'm really excited about personally.
We wanted a fun top, and we've got 2 more serious tops.
Yeah. I won't find the photo now. You answer some questions while I find it. But they are coming really, really soon, and you guys will know about it when they're out. Oh, here we go. I found it. Sorry. So I don't know how much
it's
of that
probably not looking great on there.
No, probably not. But it's a really cool. I promise you, it's a fun design. It's like a caricature of Loz lifting
Uncle
up the
Loz.
name Uncle Loz. Yeah, it's going to be.
So we're looking forward to those ones.
Yes, yeah, we are.
But hopefully within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So once we've got someone that we're happy with that can do good work for us, then they'll be in production straight away, and they should be in our possession in a couple of days, and then they'll be up on the website.
The painting is not Shaw, is it? It's my Brian Shaw picture back there.
This is our little tribute corner to Brian.
Yeah. No, it was a painting done by my friend John Charles, who's a great artist and has painted a lot of strongmen actually.
Yeah.
But I had a much shorter beard at the time.
Yes, you did.
This is one of his first paintings actually that he did.
Yeah.
So he's promised me to do a newer one.
He's going to redo it, or maybe just add a bit more beard to that
one.
But
it's from a picture from when I won Europe's Strongest Man in 2016. So it means a lot to me, and I love it. And if people think it's Brian Shaw, that's fine.
That's fine too. We like Brian.
We do. Brian came on the other day. For those that haven't seen it, the interview with Brian, or chat with Brian. I like to kind of think of them more as a chat. I get told off a lot for talking. But these are people that are friends of mine, not necessarily just people I'm interviewing. And it's we try and make it a conversation.
Well, that's why we decided to call it Talking Strongman rather than an interview with or something like that. We wanted it to just be like it's peers, isn't it? Talking to each other, colleagues, if you like. It's not,
Oh, definitely. And, having Brian on was brilliant. Really, I know he's such a busy man these days. So to have him on, and I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite ones to do.
Yeah, no, it was great. And Brian was great. What do you think the deadlift and log records will be like in 10 years? We're so behind on the questions now.
That's a great question. If you think 2011, myself and Brian broke the strongman deadlift record, both of us lifting 430 kilos.
And then 5 years later, it was at 500 kilos.
Yeah.
So,
but in that 5 years, it's 5 years now since 2016 he did it. Eddie did the 500.
Yeah. So it is 5 years.
It's only gone up 1 kilo in that time. What Eddie did was incredible. Whatever people think of Eddie, as an athlete, you have to give him respect for his mentality and his drive to believe that was possible. I didn't think he was capable of it, and I said that at the time. And you've got to respect someone that kind of takes that criticism and just uses it as motivation.
I didn't think anyone. I didn't think
it was so far ahead of what people were doing. You thought 470 was possible, something like that, and you think 500 is going to be done. But now, when you see how quickly the sport's progressing, I reckon we'll be up at 520 in the not too distant future.
Yeah,
I think very, very soon we're going to see a new log lift record.
Yeah,
the log. I mean, what Zadrunas did was incredible.
Yeah,
and you've really got to remember with Zadrunas, he broke that record just in competitions and he never trained just to break a log
And
record.
we've got all these guys that are right now, and they still can't quite
haven't managed it. I genuinely believe if Zydrunas in his prime focused solely on the log, the record would be at least 240.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Stephen. What do you use for recovery after a heavy workout? Thoughts on CBD use for recovery? Thanks for all you do. That's like the new trendy thing, isn't it? All the strongmen are promoting.
Yeah. I'm probably going to upset
CBD.
A lot of people now.
He's going to upset them all now. It's bollocks.
I tried it. I didn't really get anything out of it, and that's why I've never promoted it. I've been given a few to try from different people, but like everything, if it's like a placebo effect and it makes you think you're recovering quicker, then maybe it's worth it. For me, I didn't get anything out of it.
What do you get something out of? What?
Food.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Massage.
Yeah.
Chiropractic treatment.
Mm-hmm.
They're the top 4. Get those right. You're going to be doing well. Then you can look at, I mean, I have a complex when I was again. That comes into massage though for me.
Yeah,
the massage guns,
sort of umbrella,
the complex stuff like that. Yeah. It still comes under them. Sleep is massively important. Good quality sleep, good quality nutrition. Getting your food right. I know from my, I've had times where I've just thought I just need calories.
Yeah,
and I'll just get big and fat and strong. But I'm sluggish. I don't recover quickly.
Yeah.
You feel like crap. When I'm eating well with, proper quality food and nutrients, I feel so much better. I feel even stronger than when I just get really big. I recover much quicker. And just food is like the key. I know loads of the guys talk about the ice heat therapy and stuff like that. I've tried it a number of times and it's fun, and I think it's good mental toughness to make yourself do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not yet sold that it actually does much.
They're all at it as well, aren't they? You've got like the Stoltmans in frozen lakes, Zydrunas in his own private frozen lake. What's going on? They're all mental. Thank you, Russ. Aunt Liz, will you offer stout sizes? I would love to get one for the t-shirts, but I'm quite a large bloke. A size 6XL tall. Wow. I don't know. See, again, that's going to be something. That's why I'm trying to find the best supply, because I want someone who can do a really big range of sizes. Like, we wouldn't stock many in that size, but hopefully initially we'll get enough that it will cover. Yeah. Like, it's hard because obviously
if people are willing to wait for delivery and stuff like that, we can do sort of specific
definitely we can make sure
orders.
We can make it happen.
If and when we're doing like reorders, we can definitely look at what's possible. I think where we're looking at, we could probably do 5XL. I don't know about 6.
We'll see what we can do.
Hopefully we can make it happen.
If when they go up on the website you don't see your size, just pop me a message and I'll I don't know what I'll do.
We'll try our best.
We'll try.
It's one of the reasons we want to be in control of delivery and stuff like that, so people know it's coming from us, not just some generic.
We're not relying on a third party to do the right thing and look after our customers.
But thank you for that, Russ.
I keep losing my place. Oh, there's so many come through and we're so slow.
Thank you for all the questions, guys. Just really, really means a lot. We were going to sat here thinking, oh, no one's.
What if no one comes? What will we do? What will we talk about? Oh.
Let's see if anyone's got questions for Liz.
Oh no.
Questions for you are always interesting. There's some more on here. Do you think we'll ever see a max squat at World's Strongest Man again? I'd love that.
It's been such a long time, hasn't it?
It's been a long time. I think
mid-90s was the last time.
There is talk of possible new events coming to World's Strongest Man. So who knows? Who knows what might happen. I do hope the budget increases for events and we can see some interesting, I think that was one of the appeals to early World's Strongest Man competitions, was the variety in the events. I think it's become a little bit.
It's become a bit stale, I think. It's you can almost guess every year what the events are going to be.
I think the most interesting new event I've seen recently in a competition was when Rogue built the Wheel of Pain for the Arnolds.
That's really
that
cool.
Was such a visually cool looking piece of kit. And a tough event. And it's one of those events, I've not tried it myself, but from talking to the guys, you start it and it's not that bad. And then you get going and it just kills your legs and just drains you really, really quickly.
I mean, I personally really love strongman from the 70s, 80s, and 90s because of the variety back then. And they did so many events as well. It was just, you know, it was more fun, I think.
Yeah.
How do you know each other is the right person? How do you know I'm the right person, Lozzie? Because I put up with his crap.
She's just, you know, she's all right. I don't hate her. She's all right to live with. I could do a lot worse.
Oh dear.
Why'd you stay with me?
Oh, because I'm used to you now. No, you know I love you very much. I think like I just so mentally drained that I couldn't be asked to find someone else if we didn't work out. Would you be happy for a son of yours to do strongman?
If they really wanted to, then yes, I'd support my kind of kids in anything they wanted to do. I don't think I need to worry about that right now.
No, he's like he's so skinny, isn't he? And
he's a gamer.
Yeah,
so
he is.
Lewis,
A gamer.
I think the most sporty of my 3 kids is my littlest girl.
Yeah,
she'll be a lot more active, I think, than the older 2. But whatever they wanted to do, we'd support them.
Yeah,
we?
Definitely, of course. Was there ever any beef between you and Eddie? He flipped you off after the stone load at Britain's Strongest Man. Yeah.
Do you know what?
There wasn't, was
no,
there? It was
wasn't.
just Eddie being Eddie.
Eddie's a real showman.
Yeah.
To be honest, I probably said, you know, I was going to beat him in some kind of comp or something like that. And he got the better of me, and it was just a reaction thing. Gave me the finger. He came and apologized straight after.
Yeah, he did, to be fair.
You know, we've always had a lot of respect for each other.
I didn't even notice at the time, to be honest.
No, I didn't notice.
No.
Well, the thing is, you're
so involved.
And I cramped up. So I was just like really peed off with myself.
Yeah.
Because I probably, that contest, I probably still should have beaten him.
Yeah.
If I'm totally honest, it was my mistakes that cost me.
Yeah.
He went on and improved beyond like that.
Did you fall over with the duck walk?
Yeah.
I remember
duck
now.
walk's a stupid event.
Stupid event.
Absolutely.
Question for Liz. Who do you think would win in a wrestling match? Loz or Larry Wheels? Wrestling, like grappling, Loz would definitely win. Sorry, Larry and Larry's fans, but I think Loz would definitely win. Loz is such a lump. And no.
Maybe they meant arm wrestling because he's been doing a lot of arm wrestling.
Oh, arm wrestling, Larry would win.
How do you know?
I think he's just had the opportunity to practice a lot more. He's been working with a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, if you did mean arm wrestling, then I'll reply to that. And if you didn't, I apologize. But Larry's doing some great things with arm wrestling. He's been training with Michael Todd for the last 6 weeks. Yeah. He's had Devon over. He's had Levan over.
Yeah.
He's had like Coach Ray, some of the best arm wrestlers and coaching you could get. I've had a couple of sessions with a few local guys who are great. Yeah. You know, they've helped me and I've improved, but just due to the lockdowns, I've not been able to keep any consistency up whatsoever with it.
No.
So I do want to get into some arm wrestling, but just as a fun hobby.
Yeah. I'm not trying to. Thing.
But I'd happily go and arm wrestle Larry and have some fun and teach him some strongman stuff if he wanted.
Yeah. Thank you, Benon and William. So first one, Prime Zadrunas versus Prime Eddie. Who's the best static strength?
I think for deadlifting, you go with Eddie. There's no question. You can't deny that. I think for shoulders, you go with Zadrunas.
Yeah.
I think squatting, they're both very similar.
Yeah.
They're and a lot of people won't agree with me there, but Zadrunas is an incredible squatter. Mm-hmm. He's done ridiculous numbers. But when you go pure deadlift strength, no one matches Eddie in that era. But shoulders, Zadrunas is still the best. And the thing is, people go, Eddie had the axle record. Zadrunas really never got many opportunities to break the axle record. And he was doing reps with not much lighter than that at the Arnolds a number of years. I think it would have been interesting. It would have been great to see. The real interesting thing is to see guys in their prime against each other.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. Zadrunas and Eddie Zadrunas had kind of just come out of his prime.
Yeah.
As Eddie was going into his, and it's the same, you see that battle all the way through. If we had all the greats going head to head at the same time.
In their primes.
With all the modern kind of, technology in terms of training, nutrition, recovery, etc., That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
That to kind of really figure out who is the absolute best between all the greats.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I'd pick Zydrunas.
It would be so cool to see.
It would be great to see.
Because like you take the old guys like Bill Kazmaier, for instance. Bill did things in his time which were head and shoulders above anyone else. But he just did what he needed to do.
Yeah, there was no one there to really push him, was there?
He was, you know, if he was competing now, how big and strong would he have got? Because his mentality was to be the absolute best. And he was willing to push till he got to that standard. So I don't like to compare different generations.
No.
And it's really difficult. People will say sort of, you know, Jean-Paul was better than Bill. Well, Jean-Paul was in his prime. Bill was out of his prime.
Yeah.
Bill's prime got taken away from him, let's be honest. And then you've got like Zydrunas and Marius. Marius was in his prime. Zydrunas was a much slower progress.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Pudzianowski came in like a bullet.
Yeah.
Did incredible and then started to fade. You know, in 2004, Zydrunas started beating Marius.
Yeah.
Even before the split.
But then there was the split and
and then you've got like, you know, Brian in his prime was an unbelievable strongman.
Yeah.
I think Brian and Zydrunas, that rivalry for me, maybe I'm biased because that was my generation of athletes, but to me that was the best.
I think so too. Uncle Loz and Aunt Liz, this is William. Where's been your favorite place to travel to compete? Is there a location you'd like to go to again?
We've been to a few nice places, haven't we? In different
Malaysia
places.
Was very nice. I really liked Malaysia.
I would have loved to have taken you to the first place we went to in Botswana for World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
We went on some incredible safaris there. Unfortunately, at the time, we just couldn't afford for you to come. You were busy working.
I had kids as well.
So I've had to go to a lot of places on my own, unfortunately.
Finland, Lapland.
Lapland was
really
lovely.
Nice. Yeah.
It's only a short trip, but
yeah, they did this Iceman competition out there, and they did like the first half in the day and the second half at night. It was gorgeous. We were like around these ski slopes in this really, really nice and expensive ski resort, and but yeah, they did the second half at night, and I remember you guys were loading snowmen. Do you remember that? And you came away.
I was so grumpy.
And he was just covered in snow.
I was up against Danis Zagris, and it was his first big international. And Danis was doing really well and probably should have beaten me.
He was going all out as well, wasn't he?
But he was kind of so nervous, and like he started slipping on these ice blocks and these snow blocks. And I was just a grumpy old man, too damn cold for this.
Stomping around,
and I
really
managed to
miserable. But you just
the daytime was lovely. We competed in the day; it was about -8, but the sun was out. It was nice. When we competed at night, it was -32.
Oh, I don't know if it was that cold. I thought
it was seriously.
It?
Do you remember getting off the plane and like my nostrils in my
the
my
little hairs in your nostril freeze instantly?
So
You're like, what on earth is happening? Yeah, really cold, really cold, but very, very beautiful. Who's this? Oh no, I've lost them. There we go, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Do you think that Kaz could have gone on to win the most titles if he'd been invited back to defend his title? I think so, and that's not to take anything away from JP.
You can never say for sure. But the fact that he wasn't given the opportunity, you know, he was 82, his last World's Strongest Man. He was so far ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
I really think he would have had at least a couple more in him.
I do too. And he already had 3, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think at least 5 personally.
At least.
But,
unfortunately,
we'll just never know, will we? It's one of those, oh no, I've lost the questions on my phone now. You're going to have to manage this. Here we go. They're coming in like quicker than I can manage.
Thoughts on Yuko Ahola? Ahola was an incredible strongman. Very short career. Do you remember Ahola?
Yeah, of course I remember Yuko Ahola.
Ahola was an awesome strongman. Really
strongest man. 97
one of the
99?
one of the first. Very good. One of the first athletes that really started to think about event training and not just being strong in the gym.
Yeah,
he spent time developing technique and ability on events, and this is something that all modern strongmen have learned from. Is that you can be big and strong, but if you don't master the events and the technique, and you see it with all events, you just look at the numbers the guys are doing on events now.
Yeah.
It's because they've mastered technique and movement patterns and stuff like that. The guys haven't got that much stronger. They are stronger, but not ridiculous levels.
No.
But you see like farmers' walks, go back 20 years, the farmers' walks at World's Strongest Man were 90 kilos I've seen before.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You know, whereas
you
now
see that now at like a sort of mid-level competition.
Not even mid-level,
like
not even
novice.
Like, ladies comps I've seen do that kind of weight. It's you know, the standard in terms of the actual strongman events. I mean, Atlas stones, World's Strongest Man, they were doing 140 kilo stones, but the guys never trained stones.
No,
it was, oh look, there's some stones.
It was the Glashan stones.
Yeah,
wasn't it? It was the heaviest was 140.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Thank you, Squall Gamer. Thank you for your content.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, no, that's okay. We just appreciate you guys even joining us,
amazing.
To be honest.
Yeah.
We weren't sure if it was just going to be us having a chin wag amongst ourselves. Who's this? TG. Oh, do you know what? I can't even see from here, but thank you.
TGG Fan 15.
Well
thank you
done.
so much for the super chat.
Question to you both. Best one-time champs. Bjornsson, Hall, Carlson, Samuelson. Oh, I've got a favourite, and then there's the best.
Well, my favourite, because my favourite when I was growing up was Magnus Samuelsson. I absolutely loved Magnus. He was just probably the reason I got into strongman.
Yeah.
I really loved Magnus, but
Janne Vertinen as well was a one-time champ.
There's been Ted van der Paart. Yeah. I'll get shit for this, but the best one-time champion is Thor.
Yeah.
Thor in the last couple of years, like, you can't put Thor as the greatest of all time because he's retired as being a one-time champion.
Yeah.
But that guy had potential to be the greatest strongman of all time. I won't put him in that category. He doesn't get to go in the category of like a Zydrunas, a Marius, a Brian, because one win is not enough, in my opinion. But his all-round strongman ability.
Yeah. And the other titles that he won, let's not discount things like the Arnolds. He's a three-time
Arnold's winner. He's a 5-time Europe's Strongest Man winner.
Yeah.
There's only one person that got in the way of stopping him winning 6 in a row.
I wonder who that was.
But honestly, he is such a good, well-rounded strongman.
Yeah.
And he just got better and better every year. So for me, it's disappointing to see him. I thought that guy's going to dominate, you know, the sport for a few years. Unfortunately, he's made the choice for his own reasons.
Yeah, of course.
He's got a young family. He's thinking about his health. He's got a great opportunity with him and Eddie in their boxing match. So fair play to them. But you can't put them into that category of greatest of all time when they've only won one.
My favourite would also be Magnus Samuelsson, though.
Yeah.
I've met him.
I love Sven as well. Sven, I loved watching.
Yeah, I like Sven.
And, you know,
we had a funny experience with Sven, didn't we? He was driving through. This was at World's Strongest Man 2014. He was doing an interview for Norwegian TV, and he was like, "Oh, it'd be really fun if we're in the car while we do it." So he's driving, interviewing Loz, and we're lost, and we end up in like the ghetto, don't we? And his driving was terrifying. I didn't know what to be more scared of, and this cameraman in the back.
An interview with me on Norwegian TV, and I look worried.
Yeah, you know
why.
You know the backstory to that. Oh dear.
Thank you for all these messages, guys. That guy Ace, big love from Finland. Can you shout out my mate Anthony? He's a big fan. Anthony, how you doing, buddy? Thank you, guys.
People want to see Harold Haugen on the show.
I have spoken to Harold, and he's said he's interested in coming on. So we need to just try and make. There's a number of guys that I've spoken to that potentially we could be getting on hopefully soon. Yuko Ahola is one of those.
Yes.
Just some of the older guys that are hard to get hold of because they just don't use social media, or you know, they're just. I guess for a lot of them,
they don't even
social media is such a
like
new
YouTube
thing.
And stuff. Yeah.
Harold, I've spoken to. Definitely want to get him on. I've got a lot of like newer guys that are, and a couple of girls as well that we're going to get on. It's just finding the time. It's not always easy. Making sure everyone's schedules is fit.
Different time zones and stuff as well. What's your max deadlift? My
max deadlift, my best ever deadlift is 435 kilos.
What's that in pounds?
I'd have to work it out, but I think it's around 950, 960.
Yeah. Jimmy Peach, thank you. Hi, guys. I'm starstruck that you guys are live and think you're the best for many reasons. Love you. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you.
We love you too.
I'm glad people don't hate you, you know?
Me too. Oh my God, could you imagine? Just all the comments were mean ones about me.
When are we going to interview Andrea?
We've done Andrea.
Andrea's been on.
Yeah,
She has.
check it out.
We've done training with Andrea. We've done Talking Strongman with Andrea. There's if you guys go and check out the Talking Strongman section, we have done an awful lot now with people that didn't even know that they'd been on.
Yeah,
so
yeah. There's like 70 different videos on there or something crazy like that. 12 former World's Strongest Man winners.
We've had 2 World's Strongest Women.
Yes.
Promoters.
Loads of people.
We are hoping to get more promoters on. I've spoken to Glenn Ross. I've spoken to Darren Sadler. I really hope those guys will come on. Neither of them have said no, so they just haven't said yes either.
That's fine. We can still work on them a little bit. Some people just, you know what it's like though. We're not always good at getting back to messages and stuff.
And a lot of the promoters want to sort of come on when they can promote shows and stuff.
Yeah, they want something
without having anything
about.
To kind of concretely say it's happening. It's difficult.
Yeah.
I would love to get Mike Burke on. Mike would be brilliant. He's just another one that's sort of off the grid.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to get hold of
Dave
him.
Osland as well.
Dave Osland would be great to have. But if you guys have suggestions and you know ways of getting in touch with some of these people,
you know, harass them on our behalf by all means. Just
don't harass them. Don't harass them.
Sorry, no, don't. What single feat of strength or event makes you instantly respect someone's strength? Like, what's the most impressive to you?
It depends because everyone's built differently. So I can respect people that are good at different things.
Yeah.
You know, just because someone's good at one lift and not good at another lift doesn't mean they're not strong.
No.
I respect hard work more than, you know, what people can lift.
Yeah.
So.
It's like you respected me the other day when I did that workout with you.
You did very well.
I was shit.
And it's quite funny. Like I've had people come and train with me. Oh, I'm not strong enough to train with you. It's like you are strong enough to train with me, as long as you work hard.
Yeah,
that's all we care about.
It's your only requirement, isn't it? Yeah.
I'd rather train with a weaker person that works hard and kind of is positive and gives something back to the session than a really strong person that's just selfish and takes it all for themselves.
Or is lazy.
Yeah.
Loz, do you think you could beat a gorilla in a tug of war? Or what about Brian Shaw or Levan Saganashvili?
A tug of war?
Yeah.
Tug of war is a weird event.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I did a tug of war against 20 kids and got my ass kicked. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
But I'm not too bad at things like tug of war. I did a back-to-back tug of war with Tom Stoltman at UK Strongest Man.
Yeah, that was an interesting one, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you weren't facing each other, were you? So you can
you have a
almost
rope,
like a truck pull, like
it's like a harness back to back, and then you've got a rope that you pull on. And I mean, Tom's even bigger now, so it'd be even harder to beat. But I did manage to beat him at the time.
Yeah,
I was a little bit bigger. He was a little bit smaller.
Yeah,
I mean, he'd beat me right now. There's no doubt about that. But it's truck pulls and stuff like that. I've always been pretty good at. Tug of war.
You got much better as you went through your career, didn't you?
Yeah.
430 kilos is 946 pounds. So yeah, an extra
435 kilos. So another 10 pounds on top of that.
Yeah.
Any good questions for you?
I'm desperately, frantically searching, but I get to a certain point and then it all scrolls back.
Trey Mitchell and Bobby Thompson for Talking Strongman, really good shouts. I have spoken to both and both seem interested. So yeah, we are hoping to get them on. And obviously we're hoping to do some actually with people face to face at some point.
Yeah.
That's, the goal to actually, eventually we want to try and get a bit of a studio, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Right now we've got our table and my picture of Brian Shaw in the background there, but
we don't have much. We're saving for a bigger house. We just don't have the space right now.
So these super chats are all kind of going towards trying to make the channel better. So we do massively appreciate.
Yeah, and we always invest back into our channel, don't we, with new equipment?
We listen to we do listen to the comments.
We do, yeah. Even though
if you look at our old videos, they're terrible now.
They're so embarrassing. I'd like to take them down. Michael, thank you again, Michael. Lady Liz, what does Loz hate to do? We need a thing to root for when you defeat the Google Strongman Freak in a general knowledge. It should be huge.
General knowledge,
what
you could probably beat me anyway.
To do?
I think he's on about like challenges and stuff, like things that
he hates to. Apparently, he hates to tidy up after himself. He certainly hates to clean the hob after cooking. He hates to clean the toilet. Maybe we could have like a power. How quickly can you scrape that bowl? I don't know what to tell you. What do you hate to do?
There's lots of things I hate doing.
Yeah, there's loads of things we all hate doing. Most of it would be around the house stuff, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a bloke.
Yeah.
Liz.
Moving on.
Of all Loz's many achievements in Strongman, what one has made you most proud? It would probably be the Europe's Strongest Man win. Yeah. Like
what about outside of Strongman? Have I made you proud outside of Strongman?
I don't know. God, you put me on the spot. I actually suddenly can't think of anything. Yeah, I'm always proud of you. You know, I know you've been through a lot, obviously, you know, way before Strongman, through your childhood and stuff. And, you know, you continue to grow as a person. And I don't know what else to say. Stop looking at me like that.
I just like seeing you put on the spot.
In terms of Strongman, Europe's, it was such a momentous occasion, wasn't it? Because no one would have ever predicted Loz would win. It was all about Thor, and then Eddie went.
I am very proud of that win.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Obviously, beating Thor at the time was really good.
Another time I was really proud of you, this was my question to be fair, it was 2014 World's Strongest Man. The heat started terribly, and like the first event was a loading race for an anvil, and I remember Loz had just been to the training yard where they get to test the equipment. He was like, a lot of the guys are throwing the anvil up, but I reckon that's like a bicep tear waiting to happen, so I'm going to be a bit more controlled. But it really cost you in time, didn't it? And you ended up coming last, and he was so furious. He sort of walked away, fuck this shit. Excuse my French, but he did. He was just so miserable, and that was the only event they were doing that day. But like the next day, he somehow completely forgot about it, and he ended up obviously qualifying out of his group. You won the deadlift.
I beat Mark Hansadrunas on the deadlift.
Yeah, and you just did really well in every event after that. And yeah. And that to me is just as impressive as winning a title, because you know you really managed to just pull it out of the bag when you needed to and forget the bad stuff that had happened. So
to be fair, you were very helpful then as well. So having like a supportive person around you is useful in that situation.
Yeah, it's hard to be on your alone because then you're just thinking about
World's Strongest Man. For I mean, most of you probably know that watch regularly now, but World's Strongest Man is a very slow show. So sometimes you just do one event a day. So when that goes badly and you're just there thinking about it constantly, it's just horrible. Yeah,
it's quite miserable for both of us when he's gone to Worlds and I haven't been able to be there, especially when he's in like the Botswanian jungle or something and he doesn't even have Wi-Fi, so he can't tell me how it's going. It's a new one.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Score.
Small X Gamer. So his question is, would love to talk to you about dangers of big lifts. What's that?
I don't know. Paralyzed due to disc explosion in my back.
Sorry, I don't know the actual issue that you've got there. But obviously you have some kind of disability in the back. It sounds nasty. Yeah, lifting big weights is scary. It really is. And when you've had an injury, it's even worse because you have that fear in the back of your head. I remember when I was younger and I was absolutely fearless.
Yeah.
Like I would get under whatever weight it was, and I was so confident it was going to come back up, or I wasn't going to injure myself or anything like that. Now, due to the injuries and stuff like that, when things get heavier, my first rep, even I'm not even talking super heavy, like 300 kilo squat, for instance. That first rep, I'm waiting for something to go. Once I get past that first rep, then my confidence improves. So you'll often see me doing heavier squats, and my first rep looks the hardest.
Looks the worst one, yeah.
And then
you're almost braced for it.
Yeah. Then the confidence starts to come, and I kind of let go. But coming back from injuries is tough, and you've got to be really, really smart with rehab and try
not rush it as well.
Yeah, exactly that. I think early on I made a lot of mistakes by trying to come back too quickly and thinking I needed to be at the next competition rather than give myself 6 months of prep, make sure that I'm rehab properly, and then build up that confidence again. And the other thing that I'll say for anyone that does have injuries, don't think about what you did before them.
Yeah.
And it's very hard. You know, my best deadlift, 435 kilos, was pre-lat tear. My best deadlift since then is 420. I've not been able to get back to the same standard. So, you know, if you try and then program your training to what your PB was back then, you'll often overtrain and you'll kind of halt your progress. So you've got to almost start from scratch and build up. And you can get back to it. You know, I've managed to come back and win some huge competitions after some terrible injuries, but you need to be patient, take your time.
Thank you for the super chats, guys. So Elpreet's cat, is that? How does it feel to be Brian's twin, only shorter?
I know I'm the short one. Everyone thinks I'm really short until they meet me.
Yeah,
it's quite funny because I'm 6'2". So, and I'm actually 6'2", unlike Mark Felix and Eddie Hall and that, you know, that are apparently 6'4", and I look them dead in the eye.
Do you know what I noticed? Like last year's World's Strongest Man, everyone was 6'4". I was like, what? Did someone forget to change? I
think they make up numbers sometimes.
They do. Every year they send out the forms, don't they, and say, "What's your weight? What's this?" But every year they then ignore them. Apparently, just put what they like.
So. Yeah, I think
it's fun being Brian's twin. Maybe you'll be recognized. Oh my God, that's Brian Shaw.
I'll just sign things with Brian Shaw.
JC, thank you. Do you even lift, bro?
Not anymore. Thank you, JC.
Harry, thank you. Will strongman be in the Olympics?
I can't ever see strongman being in the Olympics, to be honest, for too many reasons. You know, we could go into loads of reasons, but just the fact that it's not events are not standardized. I think for an Olympic sport, it needs to be the same every single time. And I think if we did that with strongman, it takes the fun element away from it.
It becomes powerlifting.
I think strongman needs to be a sport, but I think the spectacle needs to be a bit like a UFC, WWE kind of entertaining show that people are going to enjoy watching. You do need that sport element, particularly grassroots, to build up. But I think the elite level shows, they you know, you want them to be fun and entertaining. If it's just about setting records and it's just about being in the Olympics, I think you take that fun away from strongman.
Yeah, I agree. Where are we? So lost. Dunel UK, thank you. Lars, are you in favor of banning figure of eights? Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of figure of eights for a couple of reasons. Mainly safety. I don't like the fact that with figure of eights, you cannot let go of the bar.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen this before, if you lost your balance doing a deadlift and fell backwards, for instance, with normal straps, you can let go and the bar will drop to the floor. With figure of eights, that bar's coming with you.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest fear and the reason I don't like them. There's the other element of you can kind of hold the bar in your fingertips and, you know, you're basically, you're starting from a higher point on the deadlift. So it makes it a little bit easier. But I mean, you can still do it with normal straps, but not to the same degree. You still need pressure on your fingers with normal straps. With the figure of eights, you can completely let go. If they're just, I mean, you can mess up your wrists by doing it, especially if you're lifting a lot of weight. But I'm not a fan of figure of eights. No.
Quick question: Devon or John?
Devon or John, as in arm wrestling?
I assume. Yeah, as in arm wrestling.
John Brazank is the greatest of all time in terms of arm wrestling because of legacy and length of time. But John Brazank is not as good as the modern guys. You know, but it's the same in strongman.
Yeah.
You know, but I think when you look at someone like John Brazank, who was, I think, 30 years at the top of his sport, that just deserves respect.
Yeah.
You know, Devon is different. I think Devon is great for arm wrestling in terms of promotion. I think he's just a great guy. He's entertaining. He's a great arm wrestler. But I think even he'll admit he's not the best arm wrestler. You know, there's guys that are better. He's good. He's really good. He's versatile. He's just amazing for the sport.
Fun to watch as well, isn't he? Do you believe that, so this is a question for both of us, that the Brian Shaw Classic is going to be the future of strongman?
I don't know if it's the future of strongman. I think it's a great addition to what we have already. I think.
I don't think Brian's planning a hostile takeover.
No, I think it's great to see more opportunities for athletes to, firstly, to make some money, to promote the sport. I really thought the way they did the Shaw Classic was entertaining. I think as a show, it was quality. I liked the way they kind of put together the hour-long show.
It was really nice to see every athlete complete every lift.
Yeah,
as
without
well. That's
the kind
what
of
we lose
without that sort of long wait between events. But I just thought it was a great show. But I don't think it's the future necessarily of the sport.
The thing is that, and it's not a new thing. Like we've had, I'm pretty sure there's a Adrinas Savickas Classic before. There's the Manfred Herbal Classic. There have been
Fortissimus, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, there's been lots of shows. I mean, strongman shows. A lot of people that watch think there's just World's Strongest Man.
Not necessarily people that watch us. We should point out. He means like, people that watch World's Strongest
I've
Man.
had so many people, are you going to compete again? It's like, well, I competed almost on a weekly basis at one point. There's so many shows that happen all over the world.
Yeah.
I think someone like Brian is great because he's now got such a good platform to promote the sport to. I think guys like Brian, guys like Eddie, hopefully we're doing it on a smaller scale on here that can help people see the sport and bring more faces to it. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. What's Liz's PB on bench, squat, deadlift, and overhead press?
Liz can't bench for toffee.
I have the weakest chest in the world.
Her overhead is pretty good. I think you've done 55 kilos.
55 overhead. I've done a 90 kilo squat and 100 kilo deadlift.
Yeah. You've never trained to be strong. You just want to get back in shape, don't you?
I do. I really do. I need to now.
That's kind of our couple goal at the moment.
Goal right now,
we're helping each other shed some poundage from inactivity for far too long. So far, how much have you lost so far?
I lost another ½ kilo this week. So I've lost 5 kilos since the beginning of January. So 12 pounds, is that?
Yeah.
So that's good.
It's really good.
Yeah, take that. It's coming off slowly as well, which is
we're both, hopefully by the summer we'll be.
I've changed my diet slightly. I'm not just eating tuna out of a tin now. You'll all be glad to hear.
She is eating better. A more sustainable meal plan now.
Loz, would you share a little bit more about your coaching service? So what does that entail? Do you do nutritional guidance, etc.?
I don't do nutrition. I have nutritionists that I work with. So there's a number of really good nutritionists that I work closely with that work with some of my clients. And we keep in contact so that we know exactly what the athlete's doing. So some of you that tell some of the nutritionists one thing and tell me other things, we keep in contact. So most of the guys and girls that I train know that.
Yeah.
I offer coaching to anyone in the world. So I know I get a lot of questions. I've got clients in America, Australia, Canada, all over Europe, and obviously in the UK. I think I even had one in Africa at one
you
point.
Still have one in Ethiopia.
No, he's moved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in Denmark now. But so with my coaching, when you kind of go onto my website, you are sent a questionnaire. Fill it out with as much detail as possible.
It's all very relevant.
That allows me then to come up with your first training program. The first training program is going to be about developing the basics. I like to focus on movement patterns and getting skillful at certain movements, and then developing towards your goals of whether it's going to be competition, strongman, powerlifting, PBs. I have clients that just want to get stronger. I'm very, very hot on keeping in contact with my clients.
Yeah.
Probably to a fault to my own life.
Oh yes, he is constantly on his phone with clients.
I don't limit contact with me.
No.
As Mike will tell you.
Yeah, probably should, but he doesn't. No.
But sometimes to a fault that like literally, I mean, I keep it on silent because I don't want to be woken up at night, but it doesn't matter where you are in the world. But I wake up to Australian and American clients and, European and English clients more in the afternoon, and the phone just goes off nonstop. And I do try and respond as quick as possible. Sometimes I will have times where I decide to put my phone down just to focus on the family. But I didn't want to be one of those coaches that
took people's money,
sent them a plan, and then it was like, right, that's it.
Yeah.
The advantage you get with me as your coach is that communication.
Yeah,
that's the real advantage. The training programs are good. I've had some incredible results with lots of different standards of athletes. I really enjoy seeing the progress. The one thing I will say, I get really annoyed when people don't listen.
Oh yes.
And
don't we all hear about it? We're like,
I just think if you're going to pay for a coach, trust their process, and the ones that listen make such great progress as well.
Yeah.
It's
results speak for themselves, don't they? Thank you, Dave. After the more intense injuries you've had, your labrum, etc., do those body parts ever return to feeling like their previous normal again?
No, I have to, if I'm totally honest, I've had to learn to adapt, which in the long run causes more problems.
Yeah, because you compensate elsewhere, don't
and
you?
it's why sometimes when I'm coaching, I'll use my brother as a to demonstrate things, because he's a more normal looking person,
more relatable physique maybe,
and physically moves in a more natural movement. That being said, I work with disabled athletes. I work with people that have had injuries, and I'm very much someone, if we can do things perfectly, we will. But if we can't do them perfectly, we'll find the most effective way for you. So I've worked with disabled athletes that, for instance, you can't even talk to them about leg drive. They've got no legs. So, I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but I get, some people think there's only one way of doing something.
See, this is where I wish this wasn't alive and I could edit that.
But do you know what I mean? You've got to be able to adapt and figure things out for certain people. So there's not like a one-way fixes all the time. We do 5 more minutes, shall we?
Yeah, let's.
I've embarrassed my wife enough now.
We get more and more stupid. Who's going to win WUS 2021? We need time to think about it. We will do a proper prediction video for that, because people want to know how we meet. It keeps popping up. We met at the farm. We met at a petting farm. Well, it was a petting farm, wasn't it?
It's just a small little farm. Probably about half an hour from both of us at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, from where we were both living. It was kind of like a central point.
Both had 3-year-olds at the time.
Yeah, so 2-week age difference between them, and they started playing together in the park, and then we got chatting, and
she looked at me and she was like, "Damn, he fine."
He fell in love immediately. Asked me out. Took me out for a nice Italian.
I think my little girl like rugby tackled your boy.
Yeah, and she got bit by a goat. Do you remember?
Yeah, so Liz's son and my oldest daughter, there's 2 weeks between them.
Yeah.
So we've been together since they were 3. They're like twins. Get on great, and then we've got our 3-year-old between us as well.
So I said, leg drive? They got no legs. Oh, could you collab with Larry Wheels?
If Larry wants to collab with me, that would be incredible.
Yeah. Do you think Harry Stoltman's got potential? Who knows? We haven't even met Harry.
I've not met Harry. I think I've met him a couple of times, but not like had a proper chat with. But if he's training with those two,
he's got every opportunity to be great, and he's got their genetics. So
yeah, if he likes it, if he genuinely likes it and wants to push it, then fair play to him. It'll be good.
Is he their younger brother?
I'm presuming so, but I don't know. I know Luke's the oldest. I think Tom might be the youngest.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But I'm not sure. If he's watching, let us know.
Would Loz and Liz team up to do play-by-play or color commentary? I don't think I should ever commentate anything. Like a lot of it's very flattering when people say Loz and Liz for commentary, but that's actually a skill. And I think just because I know about strongman, I don't think that makes me a good commentator.
We like our sort of analysis together.
Yeah, because that's our platform and that's where I'm comfortable. I would be horrible. I'd be offensive. I'd probably swear. It would be, honestly, it would probably be hilarious. But it'd be
I must admit that the commentary is a lot harder than people think.
Yeah.
You've got to be so careful of what you say. Whereas on here, we can say what we want. It's our thoughts.
And I can edit it. I'm in control.
Not with the live.
No.
So, yeah, I probably shouldn't on commentary be going, like, you got no legs. But sort of when I was doing the commentary for ESPN, for instance, there's certain words I can't say.
He got in trouble. You got in trouble for calling the women
Andrea.
Girls.
I called Andrea a girl.
And also, didn't you call Trey a country bumpkin? Which round here, it's just like you've either got someone who's like more of a city type, or we're probably country bumpkins, aren't we? And he honestly didn't mean anything. And
I didn't mean it. I really like Trey. So. You can't say that.
I don't know what it means in America. There's just. No, I like what I honestly, I hate even sitting here right now. I like being behind the scenes.
You didn't like having to come in front of the camera, did you?
No, I really struggled at first.
It's been good because it gives a slightly different element. I think I don't know. You bring a bit more fun out of me as well. I can get a bit like presenter mode, can't I?
Yeah, he does go a little bit like, so then.
And you just love
it's hard to be natural when it's just you talking to a camera. When you're talking to me, I'll slap that right out of you. Oh, dear.
What have we got next?
Oh, see, look, we say country bumpkin in Texas all the time.
Excellent. Good. I think it was just ESPN. We're a bit funny.
Yeah, I think maybe they're very politically correct. Disc Blue at 320 kilo, now paralyzed. Love to talk. Shoot him a PM.
If you want to message,
Instagram's the best place to message you
if you're interested in like coaching side of things. Like, I may be slow to reply because I'm replying to my paying clients.
Yeah.
But if I do have time, then I try and get on there and reply to people.
Yeah. Liz, who is your favorite strongman of all time? Loz, probably.
Good answer.
But I have a couple. Mark Felix, just because he's such a gentleman. I really like Magnus Samuelsson, just because he's a really lovely person and he was a great athlete. I love Magnus Ver Magnusson as well, also as a person. Like, we like our sort of late night chats with Maggie after a competition, don't we? I really like Bill. Story time with Uncle Bill. I like those.
Bill's been funny with me recently.
Oh, Bill will be fine.
I do love Bill. I do, but I just think he needs to chill sometimes.
Yeah, but Bill, obviously,
Bill got really upset with me because I didn't tell Jeff Capes off when Jeff was telling us numbers that he could do on his Talking Strongman. And since then, he's been a bit funny with me.
Fine, he'll be fine. I think he's just a little bit sensitive about some of the stuff that happened in the past that maybe he can't talk about, and he can't defend himself in the way that he wants to. So if he feels that someone's unjustly saying things about that era, then he's, gets a bit maybe.
I get that.
I don't know. Here we go. Michael. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Testimonial. Loz is the best coach money can buy. I do what he says, and in return, he tolerates mindless nonsense. The quarter squat is underrated.
Thank you, Michael. Shall we wrap it up then?
I think we're going to have to, but honestly, we'll try and get in the comments and reply to some of these on the keyboard.
If you guys have enjoyed this, then we may make a monthly type thing.
Yeah, maybe do it on a regular basis. Not too regular. We don't want to bore you or put you off the channel.
But yeah, we just want to say thank you again for all the support we've had. We're close to 65,000 subs now, which
like
I think when we started posting regularly back in June time last year, we were at 13,000, I think. Yeah, so thank you so much to everyone that was an original subscriber and to everyone new. It's been amazing. It's given us a new opportunity within the sport.
Yeah, and we've got assuming we can travel this year, we've got so much exciting stuff planned, and we'd love to take you guys with us in our own sort of Liz and Loz way.
Yeah, so if you're enjoying the channel, please keep remembering to share it. Get your friends to like it and subscribe.
Tell them we're all right. They'll find out on their own.
We're just like a weird British couple.
Yeah, weird uncle and aunt.
Yeah, and the merch will be out hopefully within the next few weeks. So thank you so much, guys. Say good night, Liz.
Good night, Liz.
Take it easy. We'll see you soon.
Oh. There we go.